Hi, my dear spirited minds. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for your encouragement and support to my channel. Dear friends, if life throws challenges at you, if life tries to defeat you, if life tries to destroy you, what you're going to do? I know what you're going to do. You're going to fight back and emerge successfully because you're all spirited minds. Dear friends, today I'd like to share inspiring life of Wilma Rudolph with you all. Wilma Rudolph was born on 23rd June 1940. At the time of her birth, she is malnourished, underweight and premature baby. And doctors declared that it is impossible for her to survive. But Wilma's mother, Blanche Rudolph, took care of her in such a way that she survived. And life is such, friends, and it always tries to test the determination of the fighters, warriors, which we are all. And at the age of 4, Wilma suffered with double pneumonia, scarlet fever, and she was attacked by poliovirus, which left her left leg paralyzed. Doctors declared that it is impossible for her to walk like a normal person again. Imagine what will be going on in the mind of little Wilma. What will be the pain of mother walking her baby limping. But Wilma's mother's determination was such that she don't want to lose hope, and she approached many doctors. And almost all the doctors said that it is impossible for her to walk. Listening to this, Wilma's heart broken, and many times she used to question mother, "Mummy, why this? Why only for this when all other people are able to walk? Why I can't walk like them? Why I can't to play like them?" You imagine the pain, friends. Yet Wilma's mother used to tell Wilma that if you believe in yourself, you will walk. If you believe in yourself, you will run. If you believe in yourself, you will play like other. Believe in yourself. That is what Wilma's mother used to tell Wilma. But doctors are saying that. But Wilma, instead of believing doctors' words, Wilma believed mother. As if a ray of hope, a hospital which was 50 miles away from their home offered physiotherapy, but there is little scope for revival. But Wilma's mother don't want to lose that little chance also. Though it is financially difficult for them to raise money, she worked in more homes as servant maid and raised money for Wilma's treatment. She took Wilma for physiotherapy, which was 50 miles to the hospital, which was 50 miles away from their home every week. Weeks passed by, months passed by, and years passed by. After 2 years, there is no sign of improvement in Wilma's condition. Doctors said it's very difficult. Yet Wilma's mother don't want to lose hope. But it was very difficult for Wilma's mother to raise money for traveling and medical expenditure. She requested doctors, please train me in physiotherapy so that I'll take care of my daughter at home, and whenever need arises, I'll bring her to hospital. Looking at the condition of Wilma's family condition, doctors trained Wilma's mother in physiotherapy, and Wilma's mother, Blanche Rudolph, took care of Wilma every day. Every day she used to massage Wilma's legs 4 times a day. Not a week, not a month. She massaged Wilma's legs almost 2 years. So at the age of 8, Wilma was able to walk without braces. And she practiced almost a year to walk like a normal people. And she began to walk like normal people. She began to run and she began to play. And she began to play basketball and running race at the school level. And when she was playing basketball and running races, a coach called Ed Temple who was coach at Tennessee State University, happened to watch her, and he advised Wilma, instead of playing basketball, focus on track and field races, focus on running, you are poised to win the races. Believing that, she focused on running races. But she used to always, almost all the times, initial stages, she used to come last. And the participants, friends used to make fun of her. Recently you recovered from polio, and walking only is great for you and is a big thing for you. But you are trying to win the races, it is impossible for you. But determination of Wilma was such that she said that I will not only win the races, I will be the fastest runner in the world itself. She used to answer that. That was the confidence in her, instilled in her by her mother. And she focused on her practice, and she intensely worked on her physical condition, and gradually she began to improve, and she began to win the races at school, university level and national level. And all it resulted in positive way, and she participated in 1956 Melbourne Olympics. At 1956 Melbourne Olympics, she won bronze medal in 4 into 100 relay race. Dear friends, imagine winning a bronze medal at Olympics is a great achievement by any means. But Wilma was not satisfied with that. Back home, she said, by showing that bronze medal to her mother and friend, she declared that in next Olympics, I am going to win gold. And she intensified her training. Meanwhile, in this 4 years, she faced many personal problems and financial conditions, yet never ever she gave up her practice. Almost every day she used to practice. And that intense practice resulted in her birth in 1960 Rome Olympics. At 1960 Rome Olympics, she won gold medal in 100 meters race, which she finished in 11 seconds. And not only that, friends, she won 200 meters race too. And she won gold medal in 200 meters race by finishing it in 23 seconds. And she won 4 into 100 meters relay race too. So thus she created a record of first American woman to win 3 gold medals in one Olympics. Imagine, children. Imagine, friends. At the age of 4, she was not able to walk, and doctors declared her it's impossible for her to walk. At the age of 8, she began to walk. At the age of 12, she began to play in the games. But when she participated at when she participated in Melbourne Olympics, she was just 16 years. At Rome Olympics, she was 20 years old. In this 4 years, the transformation, how it happened? It happened because she was never backed off herself in facing the life's challenges. That is what the secret of success, friends, which you all know, but sometimes we will hesitate to implement that. Remember, friends, when life throws challenges at us, there are some methods to face them. For example, when life throws a dagger at you, there are 2 ways to handle it. Suppose if you hold the dagger by blade, it will hurt and it will bleed. You will bleed and you will get hurt. But if you hold the dagger's handle, the dagger which was thrown at you to hurt you, to cause pain you, will become your weapon, with which you can fight life's battles and emerge successfully, which you are all poised to. I know we all will win the life's battles and emerge successfully. And until I meet you in another video, this is Durga Eragunta signing off.